What is good, everybody? When my mother went home after spending like 1 month with me in Australia, I was feeling a little homesick. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made myself feel a bit better, and it worked. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. In episode 10, I talked about what happened on my birthday, but I actually left out one part of that story. After dinner that day, my mom actually took me to Crown Casino, and it was my first time ever being at a casino, so of course I had to start off with the easiest game there, which was roulette. I started off with only $50 and I ended up walking out of there with about $150, which means I won about $100 from the casino. So on the first weekend after my mom went home to Malaysia, I was feeling kind of homesick, and I was thinking, what can I do to make myself feel better? And then it hit me. What better way than to do a bit of shopping for myself? I also coincidentally had an extra $100 from the casino to spare, so of course you guys know where I was headed to spend my winnings. On Saturday, I went to EB Games to pick up some pops, only spending up to a maximum of $100. I ended up getting 3 pops and putting down a deposit to pre-order 2 other pops because I just couldn't find a 4th one that I wanted. Instead, I found out that there were 2 pops coming out soon that I wanted immediately for my collection. So with all that said, let's take a look at the pops. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, I was specifically looking for the pops from the Captain America Civil War airport build-a-scene, so I picked up the Spider-Man. If you can see right here, his pose is actually in mid-swing, with his arm extended out to shoot his web, which means that there is a transparent pole right here keeping Spider-Man suspended in mid-air, and that has always been a really cool concept to me. His suit is almost, if not completely identical to the other Civil War Spider-Man pop you get from the Hawkeye and Spider-Man 2-pack, with of course the only 2 differences being their pose, and that the one from the 2-pack is holding Captain America's shield. I feel like the Civil War Funko Pop series did a great job with their Spider-Man pops. Instead of doing the generic pose like they did for Iron Man and Captain America, they gave him some really interesting poses. Next up, another Spider-Man related Funko Pop, we have Ned with Doctor Strange's Cloak of Levitation. Now this is also a pop that is levitating in mid-air just like the previous one. And on this pop, it seems like he's just wearing the jacket he wore in the movie when the cloak caught him up and helped him float down to the ground, which means that this pop is actually pretty movie accurate. But if I remember correctly, the white shirt that he wore in the movie had some kind of print on it, but on this pop right here, it's just plain white. Now that's the only difference I found, but when it comes to the rest, everything seems pretty good. Another cool thing I like about this pop is definitely the cloak. Instead of being completely let down like on the Doctor Strange pops, it kind of floats up, imitating the action of lifting Ned up. And because the cloak is lifted up here, you get a clearer view of what it looks like under the cloak, which is a cool little detail. The cloak is also bigger on this pop, which might actually be more movie accurate in my opinion. Moving on, the final pop I got on that day is a pop from Avengers Endgame, Thor. Now, I already know that this is going to go down as one of my favorite pops of all time, because not only does it come from one of the most badass scenes ever, but it has lightning effects, and it also glows in the dark. Now, if you're wondering what scene I'm talking about, this is the one.
Good. Just as long as we're all in agreement.
It literally got me at the edge of my seat, all hyped up when I saw it in the cinema. His cape looks dope, his eyes look sick, the lightning effects look really cool, his hair looks majestic, and most importantly, Mjolnir and Stormbreaker just look absolutely amazing. One thing though, from the outside, his armor looks a bit bland, like under-detailed. It looks like they just painted the whole thing black, which would have been a lot better if they added some metallic details here and there. Here's a quick look at the 3 pops that I got on that day. And let me remind you that there are 2 more on the way, which will be revealed in an upcoming episode. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Now I'm going to send it back to the face cam to close out this episode. So, the moral of today's episode is, if you're feeling kind of homesick, go do some shopping. It is pretty therapeutic. But, of course, the better solution is just to call home. If you miss your family, just give them a call. Chances are they miss you too. And it is guaranteed to heal your homesickness 100% of the time. Alright guys, here's where I'm gonna end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow me on Insta, check out my carousel shop, links in the description below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.